Today we shall learn about animals and their roles. Now, what do animals need to stay alive? Well, just like us, they need shelter for protection, they need food for energy, they need air to breathe, they need water for drinking, and of course, space for living and moving. Now, there are a few ways on classifying animals, and you can classify them based on their backbones, what they eat, their body parts, and their habitat. Let's start with classification based on backbones first. So there are two groups for this, the vertebrates, or the ones with the backbones, or the invertebrates, the ones without the backbone. In the vertebrates, just like us humans, we are vertebrates because we have backbones. And the lion and tiger over here also have backbones, which means they are vertebrates. For the invertebrates, there are the spiders and the starfishes because they both don't have a backbone. Then there's the classification based on what they eat. There are three groups for this. The first is carnivore, or the meat eaters. The second is herbivore, the plant eaters. And third is omnivore, meat and plant eaters. Just like us, we are all omnivores. Us humans are omnivores because we eat vegetables and we eat meat, unless you're a vegetarian. Now let's see classification based on their body parts. Over here we have the head, the body covering, and the legs. We can classify animals based on their heads. For example, does it have a mouth or beak, or maybe a nose or a trunk, or maybe horns or antlers. For the body covering, they may be covered in feathers, scales, fur or hair, or a shell. And for the legs, some may come in 2 legs and some may come in 4 legs. And finally, there is the classification of animals based on their habitat. So there are 2 base groups for this classification, the one that lives on land or dry areas and the one that lives on water or wet areas. We humans live on the land. Some may live in the forest, some may live in the savanna, and some may live in the desert. We humans live in the suburban environment where our house now sits. And in the water, some of them may live in ponds, rivers, or maybe the ocean. For example, in the pond there may be frogs or ducks, and in the ocean there may be dolphins or octopuses, and in the river there may be eels and maybe trout.